I would like to request our esteemed guests to kindly come forward and be seated here at the dais. Good morning. Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dibakar Chandradeka, Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, Keynote Speaker, Professor Nimit Ranjan Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, Guest of Honor, Professor Prabhakar Rath, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, Professor Maximiliano Corsange, University of Palermo, Argentina, Dr. Arla Rinthani, Deputy Director, Tourism Department, Government of Mizoram, Dr. R.K. Suman, Deputy Director General, Minister of Tourism, Government of India, Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean, School of Economics, Management and Information Science, Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Head, Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, esteemed faculty, staff, fellow scholars, dear students, one and all present here. I, Martha Laizirthangi, Research Scholar of Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mizoram University, would like to warmly welcome you all on this auspicious day for the inauguration of International Conference on Embracing Diversity, Equity, and Inclusivity in Tourism and Hospitality Sector, Viksit Bharat 2047, which is organized by the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, DTHM, under the School of Economics, Management and Information Science, SEMIS, Mizoram University. Firstly, we will start off by taking a moment to inaugurate the program with the lamp lighting session. I would like to request our esteemed guests on the dais to come forward to light the lamp. Moving on to the next session, I would like to request everyone to rise for the state song.
Kan nam min shua yang Sung long le pon long belma Indo na khen ma se Ne zel turin min pui la romi Resa kang se
Let us all be seated now. Now we shall take a moment to felicitate our esteemed guests. First off, I would like to request Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Head of DTHM, to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest, Professor Dibakar Chandradeka, Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University. Let us continue to give a round of applause. Now, I would like to request Professor Dibakar Chandradeka to present a token of appreciation to our keynote speaker, Professor Hidimit Ranjan Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, Rajasthan. Now I would like to request Professor Dibakar Himanshu Chandeka to present the token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Dr. R.K. Suman, Deputy Director General, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. Now I would like to request Prof. Singh, Dean, SEMIS, to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Prabhakar Raj, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University. Now I would like to request Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean, SEMIS, to present a token of appreciation to our guest of honor, Dr. R. Laizirthangi, Deputy Director, Tourism Department, Government of Mizoram. I would now like to request Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, DTHM, to present a token of appreciation to Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean, School of Economics, Management and Information Science. Finally, I would like to call upon Ms. Bhumi Chauhan, Research Scholar, to present a token of appreciation to Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Head, Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, MZU. Thank you to our esteemed guests. Moving on, let's all take a moment to witness the journey of Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management with a short clip prepared by DTHM. I would move forward and would like to invite Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Conference Convener and Head, Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, to deliver the welcome address and enlighten us with the scope of the conference.
Namaskar. Today, one to one call. We have found another today to welcome our esteemed guest, Chief Patron and the best Professor Bhartendu Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, whose invaluable guidance and support have been instrumental in making this conference. We are equally grateful to our special guest, Professor Mimi Ranjan Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, respected guest of honor, Professor Rout, Honorable Prof. Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, our international guest of honor, Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, University of Palermo, joining us online from Argentina, our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. R.K. Suman, Director General, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, our respected guest of honor, Dr. R. Laizirthangi, Director Department of Tourism, Government of Mizoram, our respected Patron, Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean Service, Mizoram University, as Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Head and Convener, it is my privilege to extend a warm and cordial welcome to all distinguished guests, delegates, scholars, and participants to the International Conference on Embracing Diversity and Inclusivity in the Tourism and Hospitality Sector, Viksit Bharat 2047, organized by the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mizoram University. I extend my heartfelt welcome to all eminent delegates, participants, both online and offline, who have joined us from across India to exchange ideas, insights, and experiences in the dynamic and evolving field of tourism and hospitality. We are also deeply appreciative of the generous support from Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Department of Tourism, Government of Mizoram, ICSSR, NRC, NBCC, inaugural CSC, DTHM Travel Idol, WC Hello Idol, Watch Idol, Jade Jones and Idol, and Stephen Woodcraft Industry Idol, whose contributions have been indispensable to the successful organization of this event. India's rapid economic growth, propelled by national initiatives such as Made in India, Vocal for Local, and Digital India, forms the foundation of the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, which seeks to transform India into a developed, self-reliant nation through inclusive growth, technological advancement, and sustainability. In his 79th Independence Day address, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji articulated a comprehensive roadmap for Amrit Kaal, India's emergence as a resilient and globally influential nation, including in sectors such as tourism and hospitality. As India sets an ambitious target of sustaining an average GDP growth rate of 8% over the next 2 decades, emerges as a key driver of this transformation. With a projected $3 trillion tourism economy by 2047, the sector plays a role in economic development, employment generation, infrastructure growth, foreign exchange earnings, and the preservation of natural and cultural heritage. Embedding the principles of
diversity, equity, and inclusivity within the tourism and hospitality sectors enhances their potential to serve as models of people-centric development. Diversity promotes a wide range of cultural perspectives, fostering authenticity and creativity. Equity ensures to opportunities for women, persons with disabilities, and marginalized communities. And inclusivity cultivates a sense of belonging by ensuring participation and benefit sharing among all stakeholders. In this broader national context, the Northeast region of India stands out as a vital contributor to India's tourism growth trajectory. Rich in biodiversity and cultural heritage, home to more than 200 ethnic groups, and positioned strategically as India's gateway to Southeast Asia, the region exemplifies the potential for sustainable and community-driven tourism models. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described the Northeast as the Ashtalakshmi of the nation, reflecting its immense potential for prosperity and development. At the Rising Northeast Summit in 2025, he reiterated the region's pivotal role in the Viksit Bharat vision, announcing investments exceeding 4.3 lakh crore rupees and launching an investment promotion agency under the Ministry of Donor. The region is witnessing significant growth in ecotourism, adventure tourism, religious and wellness tourism, and community-led tourism models. Initiatives such as the Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Scheme, Prasad Scheme, PM Divine, and the Kaladan Multimodal Transport Project are contributing to the creation of strong infrastructural and policy foundations of tourism-led development. Against this backdrop, this international conference aims to bring together academicians, researchers, policymakers, industry experts, community leaders, service providers, investors, and young entrepreneurs from India and abroad. The conference provides a platform for deliberating on innovative ideas and emerging research, best practices, and actionable strategies that align tourism with DEI principles and the broader national development agenda envisioned under Viksit Bharat at 2047. The conference will offer a dynamic platform for young leaders, scholars, and innovators to share insights and research contributions. It is expected to generate valuable academic discourse, policy-oriented discussions, and industry-focused recommendations that will foster sustainable and inclusive growth in tourism and hospitality. Importantly, the deliberations will significantly benefit Mizoram and the northeastern states by strengthening their contributions to India's tourism transformation. The themes of this conference are purposefully aligned with the national objective of achieving Viksit Bharat at 2047 and include but are not limited to social equity, inclusivity and sustainability, economic equity and local empowerment, environmental diversity in tourism, technological integration and innovation, integration of indigenous practices, tourist and service provider perspectives, and policy planning and guidelines. The expected outcome of the conference is to develop a replicable DEI-driven governance framework for tourism in the Northeast, positioning Mizoram as a fortuner in the inclusive, sustainable, and culturally rooted tourism development. We are pleased to share that 180 research paper submissions have been received from scholars across India and abroad. To accommodate these diverse academic participants, parallel technical sessions will be conducted in both online and offline modes. I remain highly optimistic that this international conference will serve as a vibrant academic platform, fostering knowledge sharing, intellectual engagement, and collaborative learning in a truly enriching scholarly environment. With this, I wish you all a meaningful, enriching, and inspiring conference experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, for the captivating words which you have enlightened us. Now, I would like to invite our esteemed guests on the dais to take a moment to release the Book of Abstract of the International Conference 2025. Thank you. Moving on, I would like to request Professor Bhartendu Singh, Honorable Patron and Dean, SEMIS, Mizoram University, to deliver his felicitation address to the gathering.
Good morning to you all. I would like to join Professor Rout in welcoming the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Professor Diwakar Chandeka sir. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Nimit Chaudhary ji from Rajasthan Technical University. I would like to add one more thing. Probably I am the first person officially welcoming Professor Nimit Chaudhary in an official program. as a Vice Chancellor. He is our former faculty member of Department of Management. After that, he went to some other assignments, and now he is Vice Chancellor. So we can say that Mizoram University has produced another Vice Chancellor among the faculty members. So thank you, sir, for we have invited him for many such programs, especially tourism department. He has been here for many assignments, many times, but this is first time because last month only he has joined as Vice Chancellor. So congratulations and welcome, sir. I would like to welcome Professor Rath, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, Dr. R.K. Sumanji from Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Dr. Ladin Chani ji, Tourism Department, Government of Mizoram. When we talk about anything on tourism, first thing what comes to my mind is we all are tourists. We all have been visiting this planet as a tourist. Our stay may be 5 years, maybe 55 years, or maybe 105 years, but we are here as a tourist only. And finally, we have to go back to our home. So we all are tourists. So this is a thing which we all are actually experiencing. If we see tourism in this sense only, not the philosophical tourism, practically. So the topic chosen for this seminar is about 4 keywords are there. One is diversity. So if we see the diversity for India as far as tourism is concerned, we have very wide variety, very rich variety. We are having tropical zones of south. We have temperate zones in north. We are having snow-clad glaciers in Himalaya, and we have beaches. We have rainforests, and we have rain deficit for deserts. We have hot deserts, and we have cold deserts. Hot deserts run, and cold desert of Ladakh. And India may be among only 2, 3, or 4 countries which are having both these deserts, cold and hot. None other countries are having except US and China, maybe one more country. We have the oldest living city of world. At the same time, we have the highest young population. We are agrarian economy, but we are IT hub also. We are attracting tourists for spiritual purpose. We are attracting them for adventurous tourism in Himalayan region, Himachal Pradesh. We are having tourists for medical purpose. We have tourists for recreational purpose. We have tourists for many other purposes. We have variety of things to attract tourists, not within India, from outside India. So let's see how these people who are coming from outside India, foreign tourists, when they are coming to India, where they are going. So they are nearly 70% of the foreign tourists, they go to northern India or west or central India. 32% in North India and 35% in west and central area. And 18% in eastern area. 12% in southern area. And maybe little surprising, it is 0.011% visit northeastern state. We are having 8 states, geographically quite spread. Incredible India is a real word for Northeast India, but we attract 0.11% of international tourists. Not only international tourists. When Indian tourists, they go for tourism, only 0.01% comes to northeastern region of India. 70%, nearly 70% go either to north or west, south. South attracts highest number of tourists. So more attractions although we have, but it is, we can say that it is highly potential one, but untapped potential we have. And that shows chances of growth in the northeastern region in general and Mizoram in particular. Now we have railway connection, we already had flight and road. So once we improve our infrastructure a little more, and if we properly advertise, advertisement sometime is very important. Sometimes people don't know, so they don't want to come. Sometimes they know, they want to come, but nothing is there to attract. There is no motivation from inside to come. Why to go? Like if I give you example of Goa. Goa is supposed to be one of the favorite destination in India as for tourist spot. But rain period is a lean period for Goa. Then they came out with a very catchy slogan, Goa anytime, but best in rains. Rains is actually a lean period, but that they advertise like that come in Goa that period also. So we have to do something like that so that we can motivate people to come to Northeast. If we talk about tourist spendings, so when foreign tourists are coming to India, they are spending a total expenditure altogether for a year is 37 billion, which increased, I'm talking about 2024, and if we compare this 37 billion, roughly 37 billion, with 2019 pre-COVID period, when it was at peak, it is 9% high. Now we are 9% more than pre-COVID phase for foreign tourists visit in India. Now, Indian tourists, when they go outside India, Indians, when we visit outside, our total expenditures is 32 billion. 37 billion foreigners are spending in India. We are spending 32 billion. So we can say in, not in deficit, we are in surplus. And if we compare this 24 data of Indians visiting outside, it is 25% more as compared to 23. So 25% increased in 1 year. And if we see Indian tourists, when they visit within India, their total expenditure is 186 billion. And that is, if compared to 2019, pre-COVID period, it is 22% high. So we have already crossed the level of pre-COVID peak. Already we have surpassed that level, because tourism was the hardest hit sector because of COVID. Everything was halted, no hotels, no travel, no flight, no visit, nothing. So tourism was the biggest victim, other than our health, obviously. After health, next thing was tourism. And within 3-4 years, we have recovered from that level to this. But see the recovery. Indians visiting out increased by 25%. And in foreigners coming to India increased by 9% only. So although foreign tourist visit has increased, but it is not that much as we are going out. I was just scrolling on Google and I found one study. They tried to estimate per tourist expenditure. So when an Indian tourist goes abroad, when we go some other countries, on an average, expenditure is $1,865. And when an international tourist comes to India, his average altogether, average is $1,760. So $100 less. So when Indians are going out, they are spending $100 more. In a way, I can say that Indian destinations are, economical. Less expenditure and you can come here. If we see all these things, it seems that it's a very rosy picture. We have already surpassed COVID results. We are having a long list of attractions. Things are growing, everything looks nice. But when it comes to tourists, when an international tourist, when a tourist, considering whole of the globe, including Indians, when they fly, when they visit some place, only 1.45% land in India. Out of 100, only 1.45 they are visiting India. So we are not a favorite destination. Actually, we are 12th or 13th favorite destination. Although we have most number of UNESCO World Heritage, not most, fourth or fifth most. We have UNESCO sites. We have almost every kind of tourism, whatever you want, whatever you can think of, all those things are available in India. Now, price is also economical, but still only 1.45 visits India. If you see among Asians, Asia and Pacific region, less than 8% of Asians visit India. Now, one more interesting thing I found, the country from where most number of tourists are coming to India, inbound, it is Bangladesh. Bangladesh tourists are more than 22% of total tourist arrival in India. Second is USA with 17% and third is UK with 10%. So Bangladesh is giving tourism. Then I got a curiosity to know why, what is the reason. And the reason is mainly medical. Medical tourism is most, the main reason why most of the Bangladeshis are coming as a tourist. Now another interesting fact I saw, that most number of tourists, I'm talking about international tourists, when they visit India, maximum number land in Delhi airport, obviously it is the biggest airport. Then second highest number, Delhi airport is 29%. Next highest number is 14.5, Mumbai. And third highest with nearly 10% is not an airport, not even a port, seaport, it is land, Bangladesh and West Bengal. That is Haridaspur check post. So about 10% of the tourists are coming by that check post. Anyway, these are the things what was interesting when I read. But when I see all these things are positive for India, then why number of tourists are only 1.45% of total? 1.45, one way it tells it is very positive for us. We can easily increase this number by little efforts. If you see the contribution of tourism contributes about 6% of total GDP in monetary terms. And it generates employment for nearly 8% of total employment in India. So its contribution is very good, but still there is a potential to increase, to take it very high. And I hope this seminar, as Professor Rout told, about 180 papers have been received. I hope these 2 sessions, 2 days, are going to be giving some output which will help us increase our tourist arrival in India in general and to northeastern region and Mizoram in particular. Because 0.11 is too less and it is very easy to attract. Only thing is we have to make people aware of these things. Okay, so with this, I wish all the best to the Department of Tourism for organizing this. And I hope this seminar will be very fruitful. And thank you. Thank you also.
Thank you, Dean Sir, for charming us with your delightful words. Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. R.K. Suman, Deputy Director General, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, to deliver his address.
Namaskar. Esteemed dignitaries on the dais, Professor Diwakar Chandra Deka, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, Professor Nimit Chaudhary, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, Professor Prabhakar Rath, Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, Professor Maxi Milano from Argentina, joining online, Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean, Mizoram University, Professor Rout, Conference Convener and HOD, Mizoram University, and my colleague from Tourism Department of Mizoram, Dr. R. Lal Rinchani. All the esteemed faculties, participants, and all the academicians, scholars available here. It's my great privilege and honor to be part of this conference, and I thank Dr. Rout for inviting me for this conference. Although I am Deputy Director General at Ministry of Tourism, but I am also in charge of Northeast region, and being connected to this university and to all the people, I think many people I am known to. So it brought me here to be part of this conference. As the previous speaker has told many things about the tourism, tourism is one of the diverse sector that is certainly going to lead the Indian economy, and it will have a better contribution in the GDP in Viksit Bharat, that is at 2047. The theme of the conference, the contribution of tourism and hospitality sector when India become a Viksit Bharat, I think it is a very relevant theme, and that is going to give a very fruitful outcomes during the conference. As you are aware that India has everything to offer to a tourist, whether it is a domestic tourist or international tourist. We have different culture, diverse region, and our traditions and culture are the, you can say, our assets, and we showcase this as our assets to world and as well as to the different part of the country. So each region has its own diversity, own traditions, own cuisine, own dresses, even sometimes you find the language and all everything, but still we find it this diversity, there is a unity, and that unity makes us incredible, and that we call it a incredible India. And as far as the contribution in GDP is concerned, in 2024, the contribution of tourism sector in GDP was 20.9 trillion rupees. That was 6.6% of total economy. That is the data published by WTTC. But we are expecting it to be more than double in 2035. So it is going to be expected at 41.9 trillion rupees and 10.9% of the GDP. Similarly, the employment rate at per 2024 data, it is 46.5 million jobs in tourism sector directly or indirectly. And that is around 9.1% of the total employment. It is expected to be by 2035, it is expected to be 64 million. So tourism is growing, it has a large scope to grow. We have not yet achieved what we are supposed to be, because lot of areas, as it is mentioned, has a lot of scope for the development of tourism, and uh, that is being done also. So the recent example, you can see the train to Mizoram that has connected the large part of uh, population to visit by train, and that has created a huge difference in the tourist footfall. And in coming years, I think we are going to be going to see the large number of tourists visiting here. So in 2025, by August of 25, I think we had 56 lakhs of foreign tourist arrival already. And our domestic tourist is the backbone of tourism here, and that is 303.59 crores. So our domestic tourist, although the data, you can't say it is totally means the way of calculation, how it is done, but still our domestic tourists are the backbone of tourism industry, and certainly the foreign tourist arrivals are contributing in our foreign exchange earning. So you may see that, yeah, that number of, the percentage of international tourist arrival is something kind of 1.45%. But at the same time, our foreign exchange earning is much higher than many other countries who have the international tourist arrival higher than us. The reason being, we have a diverse and large tourist products and destinations that make us the stay of the tourist longer. So they stay 4 nights, 5 nights, and even month together, because if a person, international tourist, comes here and he got a visa, so certainly he will like to go around many other regions during his visit. So our night stay in the country is much higher compared to the other countries. If you take the example of Singapore and Malaysia and Thailand, how many days a tourist can stay there? But here, if he stays month together, I think he's not going to complete his visit. So that gives us the opportunity to increase our foreign exchange earning, and that is certainly growing. As far as the infrastructure development is concerned, I think there has been a marvelous growth during last few years, and Northeast has been the focus of our Honorable Prime Minister also, and also the Ministry of Tourism. So altogether, we had many schemes that has helped to grow the infrastructure, and you can see now the new airports coming up, the train connectivity, the road connectivity, the highways, the 6-lane highways and other things. I think that was just imaginable thing, I think 10 to 12 years before. So now things have increased, things are changing a lot, and that is giving us the scope to development of tourism, especially in North Indian region. So for the tourism infrastructure development, Ministry has majorly 2 schemes. That was the Swadesh Darshan scheme, that was the thematic tourism circuit. So it developed a circuit. So there were many circuits in Northeast also and all over India. And then in Swadesh Darshan 2.0, it was to develop in sustainable manner. So develop a tourist destination in sustainably and to create more tourist facilities. So altogether, if we take SG1 and SG2, we had around 76 projects in Swadesh Darshan 1 and 52 projects in Swadesh Darshan 2. So a total of 128 projects. So these are all big projects of more than 100 crores rupees. And then recently, we have given this scheme of special assistant to the states for capital investment, that is called SASKI scheme, and 40 projects had been sanctioned in this scheme. That includes Northeast also, and the total value of this scheme was 3,295 crore. Besides that, we have a Prasad scheme that is for the development of spiritual destinations. And beside that, there are many other schemes by other departments that has helped to develop the tourist destination. So the Ministry of Tourism and Government of India is helping to develop the tourist destinations and create a better tourist experience. As you are aware that tourism is all about experience. Until unless a person goes with a good memories and have a good experience, I think the tourism is not successful. So we have to create the good tourism experience to the people. When they arrive to a destination, they should feel all comfort and better memories. So there are various aspects that can lead India to a Viksit Bharat, and the contribution of tourism and hospitality sector can contribute it in. There are many things that we are coming up, and certainly it is going on. One of the aspects is Heal in India. Heal in India campaign has been started. So that is a part of medical tourism that includes the wellness, Ayurveda and yoga. So we are telling the world, you come to India, rejuvenate yourself and feel young, you can say. There are many other aspects like adventure tourism. Aspect of adventure tourism is everywhere available. We have 73% of Himalayas in India. We had 7,500 meters of coastline, and that has been recalculated now to 11,000 kilometers. We have lot of national parks, sanctuaries that contributes a lot of tourists to ecotourism sector. Domestically, we have a huge spiritual tourism, and that attracts large number of foreign tourists. We have the rural tourism, the villages. One of the best villages I think we find in Northeast, the cleanest village, the best traditions and culture. Now we are finding the homestays in these villages, and that is contributing to the economy of India. MICE sector, meeting incentive conference and exhibitions. Now the wedding has also added to this. This has become a huge contributor to the tourist footfall and generation of tourism economy. Film tourism is biggest aspects that promote the destination. Cruise tourism is started growing in India now. We have seen many cruises going in the west coast of our country. Sports tourism, golf tourism, and there are many other things that is creating and adding to the value of the tourism sector. So these all aspects, I think, we are taking forward to development of and contribution of tourism and hospitality sector in the Viksit Bharat 2047. And I hope that this conference, who has received already 180 papers, I will give a big thanks to this department for getting such a huge number of papers. They are going to bring a lot of impetus to the tourism sector and development of tourism in all regions and especially to the Northeast. And once again, I thank Dr. Rout and Mizoram University for inviting me for this conference. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. R.K. Suman, for the charming words. For the next session, I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. Martha Laizirthangi, Deputy Director, Tourism Department, Government of Mizoram, to deliver her speech to the gathering.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed delegates, academicians, students, and friends, a very good morning to you all. I'm sorry if I sound a little bit hoarse. I'm slightly under the weather, so I hope you bear with me. So, nevertheless, I'm deeply honored to be part of this international conference on the theme, Embracing Diversity, Equity, and Inclusivity in the Tourism and Hospitality Sector, Viksit Bharat at 2047. I must congratulate the Department of Hospitality and Tourism Department, the Tourism and Hospitality Department, Mizoram University, for putting together this platform to discuss on a theme which is so meaningful and relevant for those of us in the tourism sector. When we look towards Viksit Bharat 2047, we also envision the tourism sector where growth is fair, inclusive, and shared by all sections of society. So I've been in the field for more than 10 years. I can confidently say that the very concept of tourism and the very nature of tourism celebrates diversity. Tourism is built on diversity. It celebrates diversity of people, languages, landscape, food, and culture. So in that regard, Mizoram is very blessed. We are blessed with natural landscape, warm and honest people, and we have a rich cultural heritage. For those of us in the tourism sector, tourism is more than an economic activity. It is a bridge that connects people and promotes understanding. Visitors in Mizoram are welcome not merely as strangers, but as members of our extended family. This spirit of acceptance is a perfect example of true inclusivity. So we in the tourism department are committed to ensuring that the benefits of tourism reach the grassroots level. Mizoram is one of the first states in India to formulate a responsible tourism policy way back in 2020. And through our policy, we aim to promote tourism that is environmentally sustainable, socially inclusive, and economically beneficial to local communities. So our responsible tourism policy seeks to promote and protect our biodiversity, culture, and village ecosystem while allowing tourism to grow responsibly. So to bring this vision to life, we have launched several practical initiatives, and we will be launching more in the future. So I'll just cite some examples. So we are developing inclusive and community-oriented tourism infrastructure under Swadhyayashan scheme and Prashad scheme of the Ministry of Tourism, as well as other major Government of India programs. So we aim to promote and develop products that not only promote tourism, but also we have been very conscious in our product development because we believe that tourism development must also be sustainable, inclusive, and respectful of our culture. So the tourism department is also one of the implementing departments of the state flagship program, the Mizoram Banaka scheme. Under this scheme, 8 tourism-related trades are eligible for interest-free and collateral-free loans up to rupees 20 lakh. So these help young entrepreneurs and local families to start tourism-related businesses. So we have also designed our very own homestay scheme under the Mizoram Banaka initiative. It is not yet approved by the state government. We will as soon as it is approved by the state government, we will notify it soon. We will announce it soon. We have also identified 2 homestay clusters consisting of 12 villages under PM Juga scheme of the Ministry of Tourism. We plan to develop homestays in these villages to help rural families directly benefit from tourism. We also plan to go big on our community-based tourism initiatives. We are empowering local communities to convert their own cultural and natural assets into income-generating tourism assets. This model focuses on training and capacity building so that local people become leaders in tourism development. So every MLA has adopted 1 village under this initiative, and we now have 40 adopted villages where this program will be rolled out very soon. So tourism in Mizoram works best when built on community values and respect for nature. An example of this is our famous concept of Ngala Udor, shop without shopkeepers. This reflects the trust, honesty, and inclusivity that defines Mizo value. These values are our soft power. We must strengthen and build on them. As we move towards Viksit Bharat 2047, it's time we see tourism not just as business, but also as a tool of social change, a tool that empowers women and tribal communities, a tool that protects nature and honors local wisdom, a tool that builds connections across regions, cultures, and countries. So in conclusion, let us commit ourselves to work together to make tourism a truly inclusive engine for Viksit Bharat and for a more just, sustainable, and compassionate world. Thank you so much, Kalome.
Thank you, Dr. Laizirthangi, for the lovely speech. Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Professor Maximiliano Grosange, University of Palermo, Argentina, to deliver his address, who has joined us online.
Sir, welcome in our conference. Now we request you to start your lecture. We request you to start your lecture.
I want to speak about one of the problems that happened in Argentina after the pandemic, that given the problem present in this conference, I don't know if it is part of the discussions of the convergence between homeless people and tourists. I have prepared a PowerPoint, but perhaps I have no time, only have a couple of minutes to speak about this, but there is no problem. What I want to discuss is how the whole, I am an anthropologist, and so I will speak about anthropology of tourism. One of the problems is the host guest economy, how it's calibrated after the pandemic. One of the problems, for example, like this example, give me a second. Right now. One of the examples of the homeless community have been closely included with luxury tourist resorts. And this was a big problem for police and security. And security force implemented at strategic program to repress homeless people. And this created serious problem even for tourism. Also, my reflections start from the Professor Simon Bauman books, The Metaphor Between Tourists and Patriots. Basically, after the COVID-19, after the pandemic, many airports in Buenos Aires City have been dwelled by homeless people who face the duration of their living conditions. People that belong to the middle class that after the pandemic impoverished, and impoverishing will push it to dwell in rather fragile conditions at airports. Airports where the tourists travel, park, ride, everything is good. Space after the solution. I confront with my coaching the French technologies about the term non-place, the outline non-place. Non-places for people who travel, places for people who dwell there. Also, there are some point of conflict and violence. Security force commit. Security force commit abuses against homeless people. Everywhere, in Argentina, Brazil, United States, United Kingdom, India, and everywhere. So, also, what I want to speak and discuss is to extend after the pandemic. We have to implement techniques or programs or institutions for people to understand that the other is a brother, it's a citizen, right? And so there is managerial steps we have to follow. For example, digital technologies allows a safe corridor for tourists and homeless people. Homeless people benefit from tourism. artificial intelligence, AI, and many relocates homeless communities safely in places that can be visited by them. The concept, anyway, speaking of this, the concept of smart cities is very important to discuss because the smart cities allows a rapid understanding how the combination of financial resources, artificial intelligence can create policies that shake off and can prevent homeless harm and avoid any campaign headed by policy forces to manage homeless persons. Also, my conclusions, I want to congratulate the beginning of Professor Panga, my friend, to with his new journal. But the problem is how we understand the poverty, and how we understand how to reach and contribute not only to the poverty of poverty. And this is a big time to understand if we are the correct side of history. I congratulate all of you to be a cut. Here is very late. I am very tired. It's time to go home, to go one day to sleep. But I am more than happy to share some reflection with you. If you want my books, the title is Paramount and Tourist. We'll send a copy to Professor Panka, who is my friend, and I will send a copy to share with you. And you will read and go on the deep understandings of my message. Thanks so much for the time and have a nice meeting.
Thank you, Professor Himanshu. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful speech. And moving on to the next session, I would like to request our guest of honor, Professor Prof. Rout, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, to deliver his address.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor, Professor Dibakar Chandra Deka, Professor Nimit Ranjan Chaudhary from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, Professor Kostranje from Argentina, just now who joined online, Dr. Lalin Chani, Deputy Director Tourism, Dr. Suman from Ministry of Tourism, Deans, Semis Professor Bhartendu Singh, and the person behind this international conference, Professor Rout, head of the department, and his colleagues, invited guests, participants, heads and deans, students, and scholars. Well, industries are the backbone of any nation. Whether it is minor industry or middle industries, large-scale industries, film industries, aviation industries, hotel industries, and now we are all concerned in this conference is tourism industry. So the tourism industry is considered as the sunrise industry. This industry not only generate economic resources within the country, but foreign exchanges as well. Therefore, if we say the tourism industry is the major backbone in terms of economic resources, then how can we promote this industry so that the more and more tourists are attracted to our country? Therefore, it is in this context that diversity equity, inclusive is very much relevant and appropriate. The old Sanskrit proverb, Atithi Deva Bhava, a guest is like a god. Japanese business model, utmost care and respect to customers. Therefore, a nation will grow in terms of, we today talk about tourism industries and tourists, if every customer, every guest, every tourist is most valued and respectable. When I was just talking about the diversity, equity, and inclusive, that means what type of workforce, professionals, practitioners, through our education, training, capacity building, what type of workforce that we can create, which includes all people of the society, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, sex. Everybody feels comfortable when you get a person, when you are a tourist going to some country and you get a person of your own state or own language, own culture. That means a nation will grow, the tourism sector will grow when there is the principle of diversity, equity, equal, all opportunities, everything is equal to all, and equity that inclusive, that includes all sectors of the people. Therefore, this particular conference with a lot of papers, lot of presentations is going to be an eye opener in the national or international context, how these issues are addressed, diversity, equity and inclusive, these are addressed through our education, training, curriculum, syllabus, practitioners, professionals, so that our tourists are the most valued and respected people in our country. We see many of the, you can say, mishappenings, many untoward situations that happen when foreign tourists comes to our India or our own country. That is unfortunate. That means that type of training, that type of exposure, that type of, that type of training that we could not provide them how to deal with the customers, because in way it is the country's respect and prestige is concerned. The tourist attractions, places of tourists, if you say why thousands of people run to Thailand, why a small country in the South Asian region, Bhutan, is the most or highest tourists. If you talk about Northeast, why there is a great amount of tourists to the Sikkim or Guwahati. Now, other states of Northeast region, including Mizoram, tourists are gaining because their numbers are increasing very fast, because tourists need access, infrastructure, facilities, resources, safety, security. I would like to go to a place where there is security, where there is facilities and resources, where there is connectivity, easily I can go and come. So therefore, all these things taken into consideration, which, as I said before, has a tremendous contribution to the growth of economic resources in the country, we need to strengthen this particular sector. That is the reason that today's international conference is organized to discuss all these issues associated with tourism industry, hospitality, all other things. Thank you very much to the Department of Tourism for organizing this international conference. And I see this department from the very beginning, a very fast growing department under the dynamic leadership of Professor Rout and his colleagues. And they have made very good national and international exposures in many occasions, including the G20 summit, which was held in Mizoram, and a very good growth of this particular department. With these words, Thank you very much to the department and his colleagues for giving an opportunity to be part of this inaugural program. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Professor Prabhakar Rai, Vice Chancellor, Mizoram University, for the insightful session. Now, I would like to request our special guest and keynote speaker, Professor Nimit Ranjan Chaudhary, Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, Rajasthan, to deliver his address to the assembly.
Thank you, Martha. Audible? In the chair, Professor Deka, Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University. Accompanying him, Professor Rout, Pro Vice Chancellor. Suman Saab, Dr. Lal Renchani, my good friends, in fact, Professor Bhartendu Singh and Himanshu Bhusan, friends and colleagues from the academia, ladies and gentlemen, students of the university, research scholars, a very good morning to all of you. First and foremost, let me cite or in fact invoke some Indian scriptures which say that there is a penance for all sins, all kinds of sins, except one. There's no penance, no repentance mentioned for thanklessness, so I could be anything but thankless. I've just taken over as Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan Technical University. It has not even been a month. And I'm not missing any opportunity to express gratitude to anyone and everyone who has contributed directly and indirectly to this. And the journey, the personal journey for me, which began in March 2007 when I joined this university as a professor in the management department, incidentally being the first head of the department, of the management department here. My stay here was really very short, but then this journey has taken me to where I am today. And so I thought that I'll not miss this opportunity to be here in Mizoram. And so when Himanshu invited me, I grabbed this opportunity with both hands to be here, standing before you to say thank you, Mizoram University, for whatever and whosoever I am today. My friends here have spent some time talking about tourism, so I thought I'll rather spend some time talking about one part of the theme, and that's about Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat 2047 is generally, whenever we talk about Viksit Bharat 2047, we also talk about another associated concept or phrase or, invocation, which is Amrit Kal. So the whole idea is about Amrit Kal, which we believe and aspire would lead to Viksit Bharat 2047. Most of us, and rightly so, believe that 2047 is important for us because that would be 100 years of India's independence. And therefore, at least in a span of 100 years, we should be a developed country. That's our collective aspiration. But please help or allow me to get into the details of this whole concept and make an attempt to decode this for you. In any nation, any society, we can generally and broadly, divide the entire workforce into two parts, going more by the way constructs have defined and derived. Population aged 14 years to 64 years or 65 years is the productive population or the productive workforce of any country. All others, that is younger than 14 years and older than 65 years, is the dependent population. In the demographic life cycle of any society and any country, this ratio, this proportion keeps on changing. What is this proportion? The proportion of dependent population uh, to the population of productive workforce. This keeps on changing, and then there comes a time when number of people contributing as productive workforce is more than the number of people who are actually dependent on them, which means that the output of these people would generate a surplus, and this surplus in turn is going to be used for the development of the society. Let me immediately bring to you some of the examples. We've heard of Asian tigers, we've heard of countries like China, Taiwan, Japan, Korea doing extremely well in 1980s, and that was the time which we refer to as the window of opportunity when their productive workforce was greater than the dependent workforce. This technically is called the demographic dividend. So there is generally a projected time which is a ripe opportunity, which is a great opportunity for any society, any country to springboard their development into development. We have also have examples around the world of countries, say for example the Latin American countries especially, who have missed the bus. So there was this window of opportunity, but they could not make use of this window of opportunity. Coming back to our country, India, initially this window of opportunity was projected to begin in 2018 and last up to 2054-56. But since we did really well with the control of the growth of population, this was revised downside. So we actually began somewhere around 2018, but would last until 2050, 2050, which almost by chance coincides with this year called 2047. So we are already like 7 years into this window of opportunity, and now is the opportunity. We make it or we'll fail or we'll miss the bus to development. So in case we want to be a developed country, if we want India to be a great country, if we want India to be a real good country, a real good place to be, we will have to make use of this opportunity. What is this opportunity? Let me repeat. The opportunity when the contributing population, the productive workforce, is actually more than the dependent population. So we'll actually be having less people dependent on us. So this is the time when we must be doing the best. And what is this whole idea of missing the opportunity? That we don't take care of this productive workforce. If this productive workforce, aged 14 to 64, is not assisted, is not supported, we are going to miss the bus. As they say, it's just a part of the phrase that we commonly use, that an individual needs to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I'm actually talking about three things. Healthy means health, wealthy means economics, wise means education. So to make use of this demographic dividend during this period of window or during this window of opportunity, most of the people around the world, most of the people who deal with these issues and subjects have identified four things important for any country. One is stable governance. Second is growing economy and supporting infrastructure. Third is education. And fourth is health. So we could organize these four things, or if we could have at least the last three things, we're already having a relatively stable governance in India compared to other parts of the world. So we need to focus on health, economy, and wisdom or education of this workforce to make it more productive, to make it more efficient, so that they can catapult India into a developed economy. Incidentally, many of us in this room have shared interest in a field called tourism, and that is what this international conference is all about. We all are aware of a lot of challenges that the Generation Z is facing, especially related to, the psychological issues, stress, strain, disorders. I don't want to get into the depth of it, but what we do at my university and what I discovered very recently in Rajasthan Technical University, that they have a lab, they have certain equipments, and we're going to collaborate with Jamia Millia Islamia, where I'm substantially positioned or placed, that we're going to do some research because we believe at our department in Jamia Millia Islamia, the tourism department, that all travel is transformational, all travel is spiritual. The moment individuals travel, these travels help them evolve, become better humans. Most of us here who talk about tourism from a supply side. What we can do to help others travel better, the travel agencies, the tour operators, the individuals, the entrepreneurs, and whatnot. But please understand that travel is something which is innate, which is relevant to almost all of us. During COVID time, we have realized that once we were confined to our homes and workplaces, we were rearing to go out because we were disconnected from nature. And as human beings, our natural self is to rush out, go out, and connect with nature. This requires travel. And so this kind of travel and all other forms of travel actually takes care of your mental well-being. There are lots of research which are already there in this direction, and we want to institute some more research in this direction. My speakers who have spoken before me have already focused on the importance of tourism in wealth creation. So tourism is a big sector. Professor Bhartendu pointed out that almost 6 to 9% of GDPs of major economies in the world, derive from the tourism sector. 11 to 12% of global employment is directly or indirectly related to tourism sector. So tourism sector is already a big contributor to our existence. The more we travel, the more wiser you get. There's an old Chinese proverb which says, traveling 100 miles is like reading a good book. So the more you travel, the more wise you are. The more wise you are, the more spiritually elevated you are. So it's not about degrees and certificates, but it's about knowing the world, connecting with the world, identifying with the world, and trying to interpret the world as it exists with its diversity in different forms and different shapes. So one of the drivers for your travel is to go and see something which is so very different from your routines. That is why most people travel. We travel to see something which is very different. Seeing a different perspective, a different way of life to exist is actually spiritually elevating, it's educational, and therefore a lot of us in tourism sector say that tourism is all about edutainment. It's an education that entertains us to our core. So that is what tourism is all about. It takes care of the economy, it takes care of your health, more so mental health and physical health. It takes care of your wisdom. And so that's the sector we'll be discussing next 2 days. And when we are talking about this workforce which should be contributing, we need to have all our guns blazing. And therefore, for your reference, I'll just read it the other way around. We need to be talking about inclusivity, which talks about equity or equal participation of the diversity that we have here in this country. So instead of calling it diversity, equity, and inclusivity, I'll rather prefer calling it inclusivity including all the equity which comes to us, which we derive from the diversity. It's geographical diversity, but also from the cultural diversity perspective. So that is what tourism is all about. For our country
to do well during this window of opportunity. Tourism has a very, very important role to play. It's not just one more sector on the sidelines of the economy. It has to play a central role in our development, in leveraging India to be a developed country. So that is what I thought I'll share briefly with you. Thank you again for having me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Nimitranjan Chaudhary, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Rajasthan Technical University, for the captivating session. Next, I would like to invite our chief guest, Professor Dibakar Chandra Deka, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Mizoram University, to deliver his presidential address to the gathering.
Good morning to all of you. Please accept my pranam, namaskar. Our respected dignitaries, Honorable Vice Chancellor for Rajasthan Technical University, Professor Chaudhary and others, honorable dignitaries of dais, honorable participants from outside the state of Mizoram, my esteemed colleagues, students, research scholars. First of all, I would welcome all of you, especially those from outside Mizoram, to the state of Mizoram as well as to the Mizoram University. My special welcome again to those who are first-timers, who has come for the first time to Mizoram University. I wish you will leave after this seminar, at the end of the seminar, you will leave with a memorable days, with good, sweet memories, and you will continue to cherish that, and hope you will come back again with your family and friends. And those who have come second and third time, I thank you all for your love to Mizoram University, to the state of Mizoram, and I request to cherish that love for lifelong. So thank you all. This is a good time to share my little bit views about this tourism. But I don't dare to speak much because our learned professors are here from Department of Tourism. Nearly 200 papers are there, so many experts, but I am from chemistry. A little know about tourism. But anyway, there's nothing wrong if I share my views. Now, when whole country is getting ready to celebrate Viksit Bharat, developed India, by 2047, my strong feeling is that whole Northeast is far behind. So whether Northeast will be ready to celebrate Viksit Bharat or develop India by 2047, I have little doubt if we do not accelerate it. We have to move little faster than mainland India. Rest of India is already developed and they are going well, doing well. And I hope, as our Honorable Prime Minister Sheri says, that by 2047 we will be able to achieve Viksit Bharat, develop India. But my sincere wish that Northeast will not be left behind. And of course, if Northeast for some reason is left behind, I will not blame the people from mainland India. We have to blame ourselves. Ourselves must be much more aware as compared to as of now. We are not much aware about development and many other things. There are several reasons, of course. This is not the time to analyze, but my feeling is that Northeast people as such is very shy and very, very bad in marketing. They don't know how to sell themselves, how to do marketing. Our resources are here, but we are very shy to do marketing outside our home outside there. So Northeast people as such very shy and very bad in marketing. Other things are their infrastructure, lack of infrastructure. And as you know, Mizoram got rail connectivity only in the month of September, last September. Now it is now doing very well. I have come to know that 3-4 trains are there, their daily services, weekly services. They are almost always full, as per my information, doing well. And people awareness has been increased, and I believe in this respect, respective government are doing very well. They are very much aware about how to develop this region. And Mizoram, particularly government is very aware. And renovated airport, I have come to know, will be ready by January, February next year, maybe before that. I talked to some authority in this respect. Yes, renovated airport will be ready. And recently, our deputy director from Mizoram Tourism Department is here. Recently, they have published a very, very good, attractive coffee book. It is named as Mizoram Through Visuals. Very good book. I saw first time in the airport lounge. And then immediately I requested my secretary that please procure a copy of the book immediately for me. But airport did not have much time to go through. And yes, the Department of Tourism was very kind enough to give me a free copy. Okay, thanks for that. But it's very good book. It speaks a lot how potential is Mizoram for the development of tourism. Unless you see the picture, it's not possible to visit every corner of the state. But the glimpses reflected by that coffee book is wonderful. And I think our finance officer got a copy, our registrar also got a copy. I requested our librarian, Dr. Zuali, to collect a copy. She should do 1 or 2 copies and should keep in the library and the reading table. So going through that book, and if possible, every department should procure a copy, particularly tourism department should have a copy. If necessary, you buy it, okay? And have a copy so that going through only textbook, you don't know many things. But tourism department must have explored a lot and very wonderful book. So that will give a lot of idea how potential is the state of Mizoram. Whole Northeast, all of you always say, I also say, everyone says, everyone agrees that there's a lot of potential in the Northeast. It is not today or yesterday, it was said. It is said for last more than 50 years. Okay. But potentiality does not mean that it will grow automatically. Potentiality is there, but it does not grow automatically. It has to be nurtured. That is the question. But who will do the nurturing? Unless nurturing is done, then potentiality cannot grow to the expected level. And potentiality will die like a seed. A seed is a potential for a big banyan tree. But unless it is nurtured, given a proper environment to grow, so it cannot grow to a big tree. So potentiality, when an individual or any system or any state, it has to be nurtured. And for nurturing, awareness among the local people and sensitivity of the government is very important. So I feel in this respect, respective state government in Northeast, though late, they have understood and coming up slowly, just like Mizoram government also, and they are now trying to accelerate their activity. So I hope near future it will be very good. Now again, when you say infrastructure, yes, infrastructure and marketing both come hand in hand. When marketing develop increases, infrastructure automatically develop. It is not that first all infrastructure will be developed and then marketing, then tourism or marketing will come. It is not like that. But of course, the initial starting point has to be done by policy makers. Okay, so Northeast was far behind in the development as compared to the mainland. I will say that, and as I have already said, Mizoram got train connectivity in the 1 month before, 2 months before. Even in Assam, which is considered Guwahati the gateway to Northeast, Assam got broad gauge train connectivity only in 90s, late 80s. Okay, there was not even busy meter gauge, narrow gauge was there. So all of you from mainland India will know, those from Delhi, Bombay, all these things. Broad gauge was available up to New Jalpaiguri, and Assam did not have. Till, as per my remember, so till late 80s. So broad gauge came to Northeast only in 90s. That way, accessibility to Northeast was not there. So how people will come? Okay, so we have to now forget all those things. Now we want that we people should be more sensitive, we should have more awareness, and at the same time government has to be more sensitive about the development of the region. And I think Government of India's Act East policy is doing tremendous help because, Act East policy, there is LTC provisions is also there. So that way, more and more people have started coming. With the connectivity development increasing, I think in near future, we'll expect to tourism to develop much faster. And as far as state of Mizoram is concerned, Mizoram has a tremendous potentiality to have its GDP higher or economic development growth through horticulture, I feel, and tourism. These two are very tremendous. I am not expert. I think why I am mentioning this thing, with that, I think with that clear idea, the horticulture department and the tourism department has been started here in Mizoram University. This was a brilliant idea of the government policy or Department of Higher Education to allow to start this department, tourism department and horticulture department, and this thing has a tremendous potential. Mizoram being a small state and very population is less than 15 lakhs, whole state. I think these two, if properly explored, horticulture and tourism, even tourism is explored properly, taken care of, I think tourism alone can feed the whole Aizawl city, even other. Directly, indirectly, how much? Aizawl may be 7-8 lakhs population. Whole state is less than 15 lakhs, I have been told. So this 7 lakhs people, whole Aizawl city, can be directly connected or indirectly connected to tourism alone, with the connectivity increasing. So when tourism will increase, connectivity will increase, automatically develop, money will start flowing to the state. So that should be taken care of. Now, my request to the tourism department is that you have to take care. So, we are academicians, but we must try to help the policymakers, particularly state government, with our ideas, how to develop tourism. See, government peoples are, yes, they have experts they can hire experts, but certainly many politicians not having expertise in that particular area, they may be shy to ask the university professor. Okay, but I'll request the professor, come forward if you have a good idea. Talk to voluntarily, talk to minister. Can you do this area, that area thing? It will be better. We can give idea only. Rest, execution, implementation depends on the government. So, on the tourism department and horticulture and others as well, but these two particularly today's context is very important. And just like producing some giving some certificate degrees, publishing paper, I think that will not alone serve the purpose of the department. Department is instituted. This is the Department of Higher Education. Government of India has given this department with an eye that this department will help the state government or the region to develop tourism. Okay, so higher education or Ministry of Human Resource Development in Delhi, they don't have much time to bother about much. Okay, occasionally they'll say something, they'll develop policy, but policy does not grow, get executed automatically, right? So what I feel that let the department to take some responsibility to help to some extent how they can help the state government. State government having limited resource and limited people. So some of even our own colleagues are one or two are ministers, they are advisors. Okay, so we have connectivity with the state government, though that should be explored. Now, there's a lot of things can be done, but this is not the time to speak about. I am always available as and when I feel time. I'll talk to the department, no problem, to share my ideas, but I don't have much idea, but I can learn from them also. Now, when we talk about marketing, say with respect to tourism, quite often you see we use the services of celebrity, big people like Amitabh Bachchan, Hema Malini, okay, or recent one I don't know, they are the heroines of my time. There may be very young celebrity who do, including Sachin Tendulkar or many others. Their services are used for marketing. Okay. So, for why I am citing this thing, for Mizoram University can do a very great service in marketing. We don't need celebrity. Okay. First thing, we have 400 plus teachers. There may be some vacancy, that's different thing. We have 300 plus in Mizoram University, another nearly 200 in PUC. We have so many teachers. And we have teachers from as many as more than 25 states here, Mizoram. And our total number of states, including union territories, are about 36, I think, 28 plus 8. Out of that, we have teachers more than 25 states. We have students equally more than 25 states. Okay. So, we are all ambassadors for marketing the state of Mizoram and the University of Mizoram. We are good enough if we wish to do marketing, right? So, I believe more than 200, 300 teachers every month. So far I know as a concern of files concern, I approve that, go for seminar, international, national, all these things. So files go through me. So I am very much aware about that. So many teachers, at least 200 teachers every year attend seminar, national or international elsewhere, maybe outside Mizoram, they go there and we invite people like you here. So whenever our teachers or our student research scholars attend seminar outside Mizoram. Do you ever speak about Mizoram University and the state of Mizoram? I don't know your experience. Find at least 1 or 2 minutes during your speech to speak about Mizoram University and the state of Mizoram. Invite people that you please. Mizoram University has a beautiful campus. State is a wonderful state, unique. It's very much different from other states. Find out 1 minute or 2 minutes to speak about the state and invite the people that please come to Mizoram, Aizawl, and the university. So I request all my colleagues that you find out, not only you talk about your speech, at the end, you can, as a concluding remark, you can invite them. I do it. I often ask when I talk, how many times, what are the states you have visited in the Northeast? How far you have gone towards Northeast? And disappointingly, unfortunately, many people will say, I have gone up to Calcutta, not beyond that. I don't know about Mizoram, or even my people who know me very well, they also sometimes confused. They will ask, you are now Vice Chancellor in Manipur University, right? They forget about Mizoram University. Okay. So that is our exposure, that is our publicity marketing outside Mizoram. We don't have marketing. People don't know us. That's why our perception very poor in case of our NIRF ranking also. People don't know us. So, but why we have to pay so much of money to celebrity to market us? We 300 teachers is good enough. You are attending seminar, you are going here and there, speak about Mizoram, speak about there. In the seminar, there will be people like that 350, 100, 200 attendance people will be present. And they are also from different parts. If you repeatedly keep talking about that, that will be good marketing. And then plus we should invite the others also. I talk about, in the last week I was in Ujjain. I talked to people. They were so excited. Oh, sir, you are there, so we'll come to Ujjain. I asked them, how far have you seen Mizoram? Aizawl? No. You come during my time. I will help you as far as, but you come with your family, friends like that. Now here also we have participants from outside. That's why I'm requesting them. Go with a sweet memory, and leaving behind sweet memory is the responsibility of the organizers. Okay, you have to take care of them. You have to impress upon them. We are good people here. We are here to take care of you. So if they go behind with sweet memory, they will come again with their family friends. This is what is marketing. And but we notice people are very bad in, very shy in marketing ourselves. Okay, and all of you from Northeast, certainly they feel like that. Okay. And for example, I will say that there are so many professors, Mizo professor I know in the Mizoram University. They feel very shy to come to my residence event. Okay, and so like that, it's my nature is also that. Even my Guwahati University, I hardly visited PC's residence without any occasion or invitation. I am also shy, that I know very much from my life. That's why I'm telling. We people are very shy and we are very not very good in marketing. So we have to, tourism is a marketing. Tourism is very much marketing dependent. It based on development of tourism depends on marketing. So we have to do marketing. And marketing does not mean that we have to pay lakhs or crores of rupees. We have to hire ambassadors. It's not necessary. We ourselves have to promote as ambassadors. That is my request. Okay. So let us try on that. Okay. So I will not take much of your time. Already I have think we are already late. We are supposed to close at 12. It is 12:13 now. So hope the tourism department will come up to the expectation of the people of Mizoram it will serve the purpose of the visionary people who started the tourism department in Mizoram. They had a vision, they had an expectation. I hope the tourism department will meet the expectation and we will be able to meet the expectation of the people of Mizoram. Okay? So thank you, Professor Rout, for inviting me. You was insisting on that. I had other meeting also, so no, I will come to here. I like that. Okay. Thank you, the organizer, whole department. We will talk again. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir, for the enlightening session. It is an honor for all of us gathered here to be able to receive your inspiring words. Last but not the least, I would like to invite Dr. Laizirthangi, faculty member of DTHM Mizoram University, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Esteemed chief guests, distinguished speakers, honored guests, respected delegates, faculty members, staff, research scholars, students, and all attendees. It is my privilege and great pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks at this inaugural session of the three-day international conference on embracing diversity, equity, and inclusivity in the tourism and hospitality sector, Viksit Bharat 2047. On behalf of the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Mizoram University, I warmly thank everyone who has contributed to making this event possible. At the outset, we express our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Dibakar Chandradeka, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, for your inspiring presence and unwavering support. We express our heartfelt thanks to our special guest and keynote speaker, Professor Nimit Ranjan Chowdhury, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, Rajasthan, for gracing this occasion with his presence and for sharing valuable insights that have truly enriched us. We are sincerely grateful to Professor Pravakar Rath, Honorable Prof, Vice Chancellor of Mizoram University, for gracing us with your esteemed presence and steadfast support. We extend our sincere appreciation to all our guests of honors, Dr. R.K. Suman, Deputy Director General, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, Dr. R. Larizhthangi, Deputy Director, Tourism Department, Government of Mizoram, Professor Maximiliano Crostange, University of Palermo, Argentina. We are grateful for your presence and the valuable perspective you all have shared, which have enriched this conference and inspired all participants. We would like to thank our patron, Professor Bhartendu Singh, Dean, School of Economics, Management and Information Sciences, Mizoram University, for his constant guidance and support. We also appreciate the efforts of our conference convener, Professor Himanshu Bhusan Rout, Head of Department, and co-convener, Dr. Pankaj Kumar, along with the entire organizing committee, whose dedication has laid the foundation of today's success. A special word to thanks to the university's public relations team for covering the event through videos and photography. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our sponsors, whose generous support has made this conference a reality. Our sincere thanks goes to Mizoram University, ICSSR NERC, NBCC, WC Handloom, Zonunsang Handloom and Handicraft Center, DNL Travels, Course, and Stephen Woodcraft. We deeply appreciate your trust and support, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration in the years ahead. To all participants, whether joining us here or virtually, thank you for your commitment and enthusiasm, which promise to make the upcoming sessions truly enriching. With this, I wish you all a productive and insightful conference ahead. Thank you all sincerely.
Thank you, Dr. Laizirthangi, for concluding the program with grace. Now, I would like to request everyone to rise for the national anthem.